Everything is possible.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We've started off with some news and now we move on to some views. I'd like to welcome my next guest, Sister Waheeda Ismail, an educator from South Africa that's now currently living in Jeddah. She's actually been there for the last 14 years, but when you listen to her talk, there's no doubt South Africa is still home. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the studios, Waheeda.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
It's such a pleasure to have you here. Ramadan Mubarak to you and your family. I know you've been living in Jeddah for 14 years. What is it like? Do you still have a sense of home there? Has it become home? Have you adapted all the things that you do according to the culture that's there? Or is there still a bit of South African flavor within your home in Jeddah?
Okay, over here in Jeddah, Ramadan Mubarak to everyone first. In Jeddah, the people like to decorate their homes and the malls, and they normally go out and give food to the needy. They have organizations where you go and give your money to, or you go to Hyperpanda, the local supermarket, and you buy a box of groceries that lasts a month for 100 riyals. So a lot of that is also predominant in South Africa. So I can say that a lot of the culture from South Africa has been adopted here by us, but a lot of the culture from here, like decorating our homes, making it look, in South Africa, we would always clean our homes to welcome Ramadan and clean our curtains and our walls and the bedding and things like that. But here we add to that by decorating. We have lanterns, we have little lamps, and everyone is excited. You can feel the vibes when Ramadan comes because everyone is going to the 5 riyal shops to buy these things to decorate for Ramadan. And at university, we also decorate our classrooms, our offices.
And that's the beauty of it, right? Ramadan is also a very special time of the year. We're supposed to go all out. I love the culture of lights has been so prevalent in so many Muslim countries. And we do see it coming up a lot more here in South Africa as well. Always reminds me of that verse, Nur ala Nur. But Alhamdulillah, it's wonderful to hear that. I know that it can't be easy without having all your family there. How do you manage that, especially during Ramadan?
Okay, my son and daughter used to be here. They were schooling here, and now they are both in Midrand. So this is the first Ramadan where we are not together. So it is a bit challenging. But thanks to IMO, we are on video call at iftar time. And at suhoor, I wake the kids up so I know that they're okay. And I was in South Africa last week on a book launch. And then I dedicated 2 days to just sorting their house out and getting them well stocked so they don't have to go out and look for things. And I also half prepared certain foods so it's easy for them.
Typical South African mum. Love language is always feeding her family. Alhamdulillah, it's good to see that still there. Are they managing with the cultural changes because they've been living in Jeddah for so many years and now coming back to South Africa and readjusting to this cultural lifestyle? How has that adjustment been for them?
Okay, they stay in an estate, so they don't hear the adhan. So I did get them Al-Fajr adhan clock. So they do hear the adhan in their home, but they do miss that camaraderie spirit where they are walking to the masjid. And like you see all the neighbors coming out of their buildings, walking to the masjid. So Mikhail does miss that because he has to drive a little bit before going to the masjid. Also, when it's Taraweeh time or Qiyam al-Layl, I think Husna will really miss it because she used to love listening to the special du'as and in the witr prayer. So I think she will really miss that.
Alhamdulillah. I think, being away from home, like you're saying, is never easy. And again, on your side, you've got the cultural gaps from both ends now. And you're absolutely right. I think the one thing that we don't have, that we miss, and many of us have almost forgotten, is that there are no mosques close by, that you're not hearing the adhan loudly in your home, that you're not just managing to take a walk, which you can so easily do where you are. And what an absolute blessing to have that, and especially during this time.
Alhamdulillah, there are 3 masajid near our home. So it's so easy
Mashallah.
to go. If you don't make it for one, you can always make it for the other. The other
That's
thing that is really good here is that, they stress on Ramadan being the month of the Quran. So at university, in our break was between 12 and 1, so the students can eat and read Salah. But now they have something like 40 minutes to read a juz before they
wow.
come back to class. So when you enter the university, my classes start at 1:40. So when I enter at like 1:15, I see everyone busy reading their juz. So that is so heartwarming. And it's like a constant reminder of Quran, and this is the month of Ramadan. Normally you would see the students eating at that time, but now they are reading Quran.
It's absolutely amazing. I've never heard of that being done before. Is this just specific to your university, or is this
It's
common amongst all the educational facilities?
in my university, my vice dean is very active. So she likes to encourage and inculcate different cultures and try to make the students aware of what's happening. So this has been something that the students used to do silently before, but now it has become a mandatory thing where they have to sit from that time to that time to pray Quran. That is why they have a break between the lessons.
And I love that it's actually part of their day. It's not something
Yes,
that is, you have to wonder about. A lot of people say, I'm so hectic with time, I don't have time. And here you have an educational facility that's making the time to ensure that Quran is a huge part of the children's day. That's absolutely remarkable. I hope one day we get to see that somewhere on this side as well.
inshallah.
So 14 years there. Any chances of wanting to come back home or planning to move back home? Or are you comfortable and settled now in Jeddah?
I'm quite settled in Jeddah, but we have a contract arrangement. So when the contract expires, and if it's not renewed, then we will have to look at plan B.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. But you know that home is always waiting and always welcoming you with open arms. But Sister Waheeda, it was such a pleasure sharing the time with you. Thank you for sharing the moments that make it a little bit difficult and the moments that make it a little easier on both sides. And it's always good to be able to see both sides of the coin. That's Sister Waheeda Ismail from Jeddah, a newly launched book author as well. You'll be able to find the details of her book. I think it will be posted up and you will be able to see it on her page as well. She's an educator from Saudi Arabia, from South Africa now, residing in Saudi Arabia. And you can hear about the amazing cultural differences and religious differences and just the societal differences in her life here in South Africa as well as there in Jeddah. Waheeda, we wish you and your family a blessed Ramadan Mubarak. Shukran for taking the time to share your thoughts with us on Salam Media. Assalamu alaikum. We'll be taking a quick ad break and then we'll be back with our next part of our segments.